Kelly Marie Alvarez here with a video for Simon Says Stamp, and today we're going to be making an interactive reveal wheel Christmas card, and I can't wait. So I've taken out my really rainbow Christmas pad here, and I'm going to be choosing this really pretty blue snowfall paper. I have my original reveal wheel die, but I'm going to be using the oval opening that comes in the reveal wheel square add-on. So I'm going to drop that opening right into that puzzle piece, and then I can take that die, put it on my paper, and run it through my die cut machine. This is going to give me a really awesome reveal wheel window piece. Next up, we're going to take out our Reveal Wheel Holiday Sentiments, and I'm going to do my stamping on my Reveal Wheel window piece before I start decorating or anything like that. So I'm going to line up the Hope Your Christmas Is. I'm going to use my Misty stamping tool to make sure I stamp it nice and straight, and I'm going to ink that up with some black licorice ink, and I'm going to stamp that right onto my Reveal Wheel piece. Next up, we're going to be taking out the really rainbow Christmas paper again, and also the outside-in Christmas trees and the stitched Christmas tree frames, and we're going to be die cutting some paper. So I love that little tree paper that has trees on it. I just think it's funny to cut a Christmas tree out of paper that has trees on it. It's really cute. And then I'm going to die cut some noble fir cardstock as well, and I'll be able to layer those onto each other to get this really cute die cut tree. We're going to work on the rest of the decorations for the front of this card. So we're going to be stamping out holiday helpers and also How You Bean star add-on. So this is really fun because we're going to be combining a set that's kind of for general cards or summary cards with a holiday Christmas set. So I love the challenge of combining something that maybe I would never think to use for a holiday or Christmas card with something that's meant for Christmas and just having fun and being creative with it. Next up, we're going to be using Copic markers to add some color to these fun images. And what I like to do is lay down my lightest, then my medium, then my darkest, then back to my medium color, and then out with my light color. And this is my favorite way to blend. By taking that light color all the way out into the white area at the very end, it means that you're not layering the color over and over again, and you really get the true color out of the marker. So it stays nice and light and really, really pretty. So this is one of my favorite ways to add color. So I'll color a few of the stars at once there. So kind of 4 at once. I'll do my medium, now my darkest, back to the medium, and then out to my light. And that way I can have these beautiful stars that have this great shading, but it doesn't take too long to do. For my cute little elf here, I stamped out both elves and then I decided just to use the elf on the right. But I'm going to color her dress in a beautiful bright green color, and then I'm going to keep her Santa hat in 2 kind of lighter reds to go along with that lighter green, and I think it looks really bright and happy. I'm going to use the same yellow colors for her buckle just to kind of tie it all in together. And then we'll be coloring in her hair with this awesome kind of dark brown color, and then giving a little shading under her hair where it kind of lays over her face, and then blending that out, and she is so adorable. Next up, we're going to use the coordinating dies to cut these images out. So I'll hold them in place with some low tack tape. I like to use Post-it note tape, run it through my die cut machine, and now I have these perfectly cut images and I can start playing with the layout on my card. That oval window that comes in the Reveal Wheel Square add-on has this really cute little frame. So I die cut that from some of the red pattern paper in the really rainbow Christmas. I'll add a little liquid glue there with my glue tube, and then I can layer that right onto the card. I wanted to add that oval before I placed everything else on the card because it would kind of give me guidance so I wouldn't place my little characters up too high. So here I have my knock on wood 6x6 pad, and I love this because it has this great wood grain texture. And the Christmas tree die comes with this little rectangle that's the tree stump for the tree. So I'm going to add a little glue to the top of that, and then I can layer that tree that we created earlier onto the tree stump, and I love that it has the wood grain texture. It looks so cute like that. To cut some snow, we're going to use Lawn Fawn Sparkle cardstock in the pixie dust color, which is so pretty, and we're going to die cut that with that same reveal wheel die. That way we have that beautiful stitching all around it. And then we'll die cut that with a stitched hillside border. So now that I have my perfect placement, I'll hold it in place with some tape, run it through my die cut machine, and now I have this great little snowy edge, and I love the sparkle that it adds to the card as well. I wanted to create a pyramid of stars for the elf to stand on. So at first I was trying to layer those groupings of stars and it wasn't looking exactly how I wanted. So instead I went ahead and colored and die cut a bunch of the individual stars that are in that How You Bean Stars add-on set. And so these are going to look really cool. So I'm going to add some tape runner to the back of my pile of stars and then layer the individual stars behind it to create a pyramid shape. I love that these stars were originally intended to fill the How You Bean little mason jar, but I love that you can do something kind of creative and use them in a totally different way by layering all these stars to create a pyramid. This could be really cute with lots of different cards. This is a Christmas version, but you could do some pretty cute stuff with like a little critter standing on top holding a star for someone's birthday, and it could say Make a Wish. So this idea is so much fun. I can't wait to make other cards like it. So there you can see the awesome pyramid of stars. And before we add everything to the front of the card, I wanted to create my actual reveal wheel interactive element. So we've die cut a base there that doesn't have the window opening cut out of it. We've also cut the main wheel and the smaller wheel base, and then there we have a little mini brad. So we're going to take that brad and we're going to put it through the smaller wheel base, and then we're going to put it up through the larger wheel. We can then open up those prongs to secure and hold those two in place. Then we'll flip it over and we're going to add some foam squares around that brad but not touching the brad, and that's what's going to pop the wheel up so that it can move really freely. I'm going to go ahead and peel up that liner paper to expose the adhesive, and then I'm going to be using the embossed line guides that the wheel die created for me. And if you've never made a reveal wheel, make sure to check out Lawn Fawn's Intro to Reveal Wheel video. So we're going to take those embossed lines and we're going to look through our oval and we're going to shift it up until we no longer see the embossed lines. We're also going to look at the notch and shift it in until we no longer see the embossed lines. That means that our wheel is in perfect placement. We can then line up our window piece with that base that we cut earlier, and that wheel is perfectly attached on there. Next up, we need to make some pencil line guides to help us know where to stamp. So I'm making marks at noon, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to look in that notch there and make sure I see a little notch there right at 3 o'clock. And once I do, I'm going to trace my oval-shaped window. Then we'll take that wheel and we're going to spin it until we see that next little tick mark showing up at 3 o'clock again, and then we'll trace the window again. And we're going to repeat this 2 more times for a total of 4 oval shapes. So now I've got my little mark at 3 o'clock and I can trace my window. And one more time, I'm going to spin that wheel until I see that little tick mark, and then I'm going to trace my window again. And I'm tracing it really lightly so that it'll be nice and easy to erase it later. So now we can go ahead and pop that wheel off and do our decorating. So I'm going to be taking out the Reveal Wheel Holiday Sentiment stamp set that we worked with earlier to stamp the front panel of the card, and we're going to stamp out some really cute sentiments from it. So we have Holly Jolly, then I'll spin the wheel, and then I'll stamp the next one, Merry and Bright. We'll spin the wheel again to make sure it's straight so that I can stamp really easily, and then we'll go ahead and stamp Full of Cheer. And then for the last one, we'll go ahead and stamp Warm and Cozy. Then we can take our eraser and just erase any of those pencil lines, and no one will ever know that they were there. Now we can take that wheel and pop it right back onto the base, and we know it's going to be in the perfect placement. Then after that, we'll go ahead and start adding some foam squares all around that wheel but not touching that wheel. We can then peel up all of those liner pieces and line up our window front panel on top, and now we have our interactive element working. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. So now it's time to finish decorating the front of the card. So I'm going to take that cute little elf that we worked on earlier, and I'm going to use the glue tube to add a little bit of glue there onto the white part of her Santa hat, and then I'm going to dip her in the Prisma glitter to give her this really cute glittery Santa hat. So you'll see just how adorable that is looking. And then I'll also add a little glue to the pom-pom of her hat and then add some glitter to that as well. And it's such a cute detail, especially for the holidays. I think it's just absolutely adorable. I absolutely love foam squares. I'm kind of addicted to foam squares. So I added a bunch of foam squares to the back of my pile of stars, and then I'll be adding foam squares to everything else as well. So we'll add our pile of stars on, and then we can add that cute little Christmas tree that's going to overlap the stars just a little bit. And then our elf, she's going to stand on the top of the stars, and she's going to look like she's putting the star on the Christmas tree. So she had to pile up all of those stars so that she could reach the top of the tree, and I think it's so cute. Oh my goodness. So right here, I decided I wanted to use that fun paper from the Really Rainbow Christmas pack as the card base. So then I decided to die cut another oval out of some chili pepper cardstock, and I just laid that right on top of the red one. And I kind of like the darker color. I feel like it was just really bold and beautiful. And then I can use that lighter red color as the card base. So I've trimmed that down to 4¼ by 5½ inches, and I'm creating a card base of the same size. So we're just going to score down that card base there and fold that, and then we can layer our pretty pattern paper on top of that. And I love the really subtle little grid pattern on that. Then I'll add a bunch more foam squares to the back of the reveal wheel, and we can layer that on there. I like adding foam squares to the back of my reveal wheel because it makes it really easy to reach in there and turn that wheel. I want to make sure that the recipient knows that this is interactive. So there's a little arrow die in the reveal wheel die, and I've die cut that from that Noble Fur cardstock that's on the Christmas tree. And we're just going to add a little tape runner to the back of that, and we can put that right onto the card base, and now someone's going to know that there's something interactive and kind of cool to do with it. So I'm taking some Nouveau drops here and adding some cute little ornaments to this tree. At first I tried adding sequins and it was just they were too big and bulky, so I thought it'd be really fun to try these Nouveau drops. And I always get really nervous with Nouveau drops because I'm worried I'm going to make a mistake, but they actually all turned out really well. So I really liked how they turned out. And I think it looks really cute just to have some little ornaments on the tree, like she's added her ornaments and now she just needs to add the star for the finishing touch. Next up, I'm going to use a Wink of Stella pen to add some glitter just to the star that she's adding to the tree. So I think it's just a nice little subtle finishing touch. And then the card is all done. I had so much fun combining a stamp set that wasn't made for Christmas with one that was, and then also adding this fun interactive element. This card just makes me smile. I know exactly who I'm sending it to, and I can't wait to give it to her. It's just so much fun, and I hope that you guys have fun combining stamp sets that you would never think to combine together. So make sure to share in the comments if you have some fun and cool ideas. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!